yesterday, and that's why those fires did get out of control and were a problem for the firefighters. The winds now have come down anywhere between 5 and about 10 miles per hour, and that'll be the range throughout the day today, thankfully. It is a bit cooler outside this morning. Keep that in mind. You may need the jacket as you step out the door. It's 47 in the Tri-Cities, 45 in Prosser, 53 in Walla Walla, and 52 in Yakima. Now, some of the kids have their last day today. I just looked it up. Kennewick and Richland Public Schools. It's your last day. Enjoy it. Lots of sunshine, temperatures climbing through the 70s around recess, highs around 80 degrees. Now we're looking at a big cool down just in time for Father's Day. We'll have your Father's Day forecast and break down that 7-day coming up in a bit. Joe.
Thank you, Tiffany. We start with the volatile situation fire crews were dealing with yesterday afternoon. Multiple fires broke out across our region, fanned by the gusty winds. One of those fires broke out late in the afternoon in Benton City. Our Monique Ledesma spoke to fire officials on the scene about the resources used to bring it under control.
At around 4 p.m., fire officials received a call about a fire in Benton City. Now, I spoke to a fire official, and he said these are some of the resources that were used to help put out this fire.
Multiple agencies out here between wildland units and also their Type 1 engines, which are structure engines, and we're just launching air resources right now to help us with this fire.
Homeowners across the street from the fire say they weren't home at the start of the fire, but once they heard of the fire, they immediately went home to check on family members that were home.
I was in Richland, so I had to hurry up through Hanford traffic to get over here to make sure that my family was safe.
I was a little panicked, to be honest. Anytime it could, jump from house to house. I was like, first thing on my mind was to get home, get the kids, get some stuff packed in case they evacuate or something. So I was a little nervous.
Now, for more information about this fire, we'll have it later on at 5 and 6 p.m. For now, reporting in Benton City, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
And this fire is now fully contained. Well, we've been talking about the increasing fire danger after several days of hot, dry weather and, of course, the windy conditions. And wind was a big factor in Findlay yesterday afternoon, where this fire sent dark smoke pouring into the same area that's been dealing with the Lineage Logistics warehouse fire. Benton County Fire District 1 says the fire impacted a building and around 10 vehicles. The fire district says sheriff's deputies did go to several homes near Riverview High School, warning people they might need to leave their homes. The fire was considered contained within a couple of hours. Benton County Fire District 1 also responded to the area of Ridgeline Drive and Interstate 82 barely 15 minutes after the first call for the structure fire in Findlay. The Kennewick Police and Fire Department assisted in battling the blaze that began on Interstate 82 near milepost 109. Officials say the flames had jumped the freeway and the blaze spread to dry brush behind the Badger Canyon apartments. Law enforcement closed Ridgeline Drive for a short time. The apartment complex did not get evacuated, but residents told our crew on scene the fire alarms went off to alert residents of the blaze. Also, fire crews in Yakima were battling a fire that spread rapidly in yesterday's windy conditions. It broke out in the area of North 15th and Marsh Road in Terrace Heights. Level 2 evacuation notices went out to nearby residents, but they were later downgraded and have now been lifted. And another blaze broke out, this one in Pasco, just before 4 p.m. Crews were dispatched to Road 68, right off Interstate 182. Smoke was thick and many drivers could barely see, so a portion of the road was closed. It has since been reopened. Pasco Fire and WSP responded. No word yet on what sparked that blaze. This morning, we're learning the details around an arrest in Walla Walla last week. According to the Walla Walla Police Department, 22-year-old Julian Saldana was arrested on June 5th following a months-long investigation. Officials say they received information in April that Saldana had assaulted a juvenile. That victim reportedly saying Saldana had threatened them with a firearm after an initial sexual assault report had been made. Saldana was arrested in the downtown area on the morning of June 5th. A search warrant was executed at his home on East Cherry Street, where police say a gun was found. Saldana was booked into the Walla Walla County Jail on rape and assault charges, supplying liquor to a minor and intimidating a witness, among other firearms-related charges. His girlfriend was also arrested for assault and discharging a laser in connection with Saldana's charges. Following up now on a shooting outside the Seasons Performance Hall Friday night that left a man dead. Police say the artists performing were known gang affiliates who posted about their affiliation on social media. The concert was over, but people were hanging out outside. Police say someone opened fire from inside a vehicle and armed attendees fired back. During this, police say the victim, 38-year-old James Collinger, was fatally shot while passing by. They say he was not a concert goer and had no gang affiliation. About 40 minutes to an hour later, police say a man with a gang affiliation showed up at Astria Toppenish Hospital with a gunshot wound.
Just the time and circumstances made us believe that he potentially was involved, but we haven't been able to determine whether or not he was or not.
3 people were detained at the scene, and police say one was arrested on a concealed pistol license violation. Police say officers were aware of the event, but they were on minimum staffing that night and didn't have extra officers to put on patrolling that area. The Yakima Domestic Violence Coalition held a meeting yesterday featuring consultant Kelsey McKay, an expert on strangulation and its connection to intimate partner violence and homicide. McKay says 43% of women killed in domestic violence situations experienced strangulations in the year leading up to their death. She says if people can recognize the signs of someone who's been strangled, they might be able to intervene before it's too late.
The more people in our communities who know what they're seeing or what to do, the more we can improve our response and prevent homicides and all of the pain and suffering that comes as a result of these types of abuse and violence.
She says when an abuser uses non-fatal strangulation, that victim is 7 times more likely to be murdered by that perpetrator. Now to a follow-up on a story you first saw here on Apple Valley News Now. A GoFundMe has been set up for the man who died while on the job at a fertilizer plant in Franklin County. 56-year-old Victor Voloshin died while working at Two Rivers Terminal LLC. Authorities say he had last been seen cleaning a tanker truck. About 45 minutes later, they say the worker was found inside the tanker. His death remains under investigation. Voloshin is a father of 12 and a grandfather of 16. He had been married to his wife for 34 years. So far, the GoFundMe has raised over $23,000. Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, if you've switched to a plant-based diet for the sake of your health, well, there's something you need to know. When we come back, we'll take a look at a study that shows plant-based junk foods could be putting your health at risk. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, your family's free to enjoy their dreams. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Visit us at our new urban wine bar in historic downtown Kennewick. Choose from a variety of wines and food from our expanded menu. Enjoy time with friends old and new. After hours with riverfront views from our shaded patio, we are Murray Gaston Wine Bar.
When it comes to your health, timing is everything. Health First Urgent Care is your reliable healthcare solution, locally owned and operated, providing care to our community. With locations in Pasco and Richland, we're open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. No need to wait in long lines or rush to the ER for minor concerns. At Health First Urgent Care, we've got you covered with on-site x-rays and short wait times. Your health is our priority. Walk-ins are welcome. You can get the care you need when you need it. Health First Urgent Care, because your well-being comes first.
Let Quantum Legal protect you and be your champion on the legal battleground. Whether it's a fight for justice in the face of criminal accusations, personal injury claims, or workplace accidents, Quantum Legal is your unwavering ally. An aggressive offense is your greatest defense. Quantum Legal is the sword and shield you've been seeking. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
This week, Walker's Furniture is celebrating comfort for the entire family by offering big discounts on everything that reclines, like comfortable new sectionals and leather reclining sofas and love seats. Or maybe a better night's sleep on a new Serta or Beauty Rest mattress set. Plus, Walker's is offering 5 years special financing, so you can add some comfortable new furniture to your home today and pay for it over time as we celebrate comfort and dads this week at Walker's.
tastes better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, your family's free to enjoy their dreams. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your health headlines this morning, if you've switched to a plant-based diet for your health, you'll probably still want to avoid the junk food. According to a study published in the journal The Lancet Regional Health, ultra-processed plant-based foods have now been linked to heart disease and early death. That means mac and cheese, veggie pizza, or even French fries from your favorite fast food stop could be putting you at risk. The study authors looked at data from more than 100,000 people who answered questions about their diet. That information was later tied to hospital and mortality records. Researchers found plant-based junk foods dramatically raised bad cholesterol and high blood pressure and increased the risk of heart disease and early death. A tech startup company in Alabama has created a new device to combat drug overdoses. It's just a prototype right now, but the overdose detection device is worn on the wrist to detect changes in blood oxygen levels. If levels drop, as they can during an opioid overdose, an alert is sent to an emergency contact. That person is then responsible for contacting emergency services or administering life-saving aid like the overdose reversal drug Narcan. The device's creator previously suffered from drug addiction.
Because of that solitary nature of addiction and the throes of it, right, there's nobody there to identify the overdose happening. So you have 30,000 people here, theoretically, right, armed with Narcan, but the missing link is OD Revive that connects the person who has the Narcan to the person who's having the overdose.
Next up for the new device, it heads to a test group. The startup is also looking into federal and state funding. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, 8 people who entered the United States through the southern border are facing deportation. This after the discovery of possible ties to the terrorist group ISIS. How did they get into the country in the first place? We break it down when we come back. But first, meteorologist Tiffany Savona has your First Alert full forecast. We'll be right back.
It's a celebration of cab this summer in Walla Walla. Take part in special tastings of rare library wines, enjoy intimate winemaker dinners, and gain access to premium cabs during the wine panel presentation and tasting. Tickets are on sale now at wallawallawine.com.
Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Smart Law will be hosting a Hanford Workers' Compensation educational dinner at their Kennewick office Thursday, June 20th at 6 p.m. To register, call 509-735-5555. Dinner provided. Smart Law, smart choice.
Your best days of the year start here at Kubota Orange Days. It's the year's biggest selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA. Plus, get 0 down and 0% APR for 84 months or up to $2,800 off select Kubota tractors. Orange goes all day. Sales ending soon. Visit your local dealer today.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
Researching childhood vaccines often feels like this.
When T lymphocytes recognize antigens.
They're lying to us. Vaccines are just another plot to make money.
The most important thing parents should know about vaccines is...
Accept my cookies. Sign up for the newsletter. Sorry, you've reached your free article limit.
There's a simpler way to get answers. Visit vaccinesmartwa.org.
It's a celebration of cab this summer in Walla Walla. Take part in special tastings of rare library wines, enjoy intimate winemaker dinners, and gain access to premium cabs during the wine panel presentation and tasting. Tickets are on sale now at wallawallawine.com.
More and much larger wind turbines could be coming.
As big as a Space Needle, we're going to see them from miles away.
But one local group says not here.
This just is not the right place.
The battle over wind power. Apple Valley News Now tonight following the NBA Finals.
Hello. Next Live. At your
actress Amy Ryan. Plus, a performance from the cast from the most Tony-nominated play in history, Stereophonic. Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're halfway through the work week and we're counting down until summer officially begins. And summer begins in 8 days. Next Thursday at 1:51 in the afternoon. It's not really going to feel like summer as we head into the Father's Day weekend and even into early next week. It's actually going to feel much cooler than where it should this time of year. So if you're kind of tired of the 90-degree days that we've seen for the past couple of days, well, you're in luck. We're going to get some really nice days coming in just in time for the holiday weekend. Lots of sunshine, wall-to-wall sunshine out there out of our Legends Casino Hotel Skycam in Richland. And our temperatures are in the 50s and 60s, or 40s and 50s, I should say. We're running anywhere between 5 and about 12 degrees cooler than where we were at this time yesterday. And here are the 40s and 50s, rather. 47 in the Tri-Cities now, 53 in Walla Walla, 53 in Hermiston, 54 in Prosser, Ellensburg waking up to 49, and 42 in Yakima and in Toppenish. Now the winds were an issue yesterday, especially for the firefighters battling those wildfires. Today, the winds are much lighter. They're a little bit higher in Ellensburg, Yakima, and Toppenish, between 10 and 15 miles per hour, but these will even come down over the next few hours and range between 5 and 10 miles per hour today. So we had a cold front move through yesterday. We're going to be a bit cooler today behind that front. Light winds. High pressure moves in tomorrow, so we'll see another brief warm-up. But then watch what happens. We have a very large dip in the jet stream. Our next storm system will move in as we take into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's going to bring us a big cool down. It's going to bring us more wind and more in the way of cloud cover. Today, lower 80s. This is actually right on par for where we should be this time of year. 82 in the Tri-Cities, 78 in Walla Walla, 81 in Hermiston, 80 degrees in Yakima. The UV index is going to be very high today. So if you're taking the kids out for a walk, if you're taking them to the playground, be sure to apply the sunscreen, and the magic word is to reapply. Warmer again tomorrow. We're up to 87 in the Tri-Cities, 86 Walla Walla, 84 in Pendleton, 85 in Prosser, and we'll keep it in the middle 80s along the Yakima Valley as well. But we are expecting big changes as we head into Father's Day weekend. A big cool down on the way, and for Father's Day on Sunday, look at these highs, 74 in the Tri-Cities. Yakima may not even make it out of the upper 60s, and Walla Walla 70 degrees. So you'll be able to give your AC unit a break as we head into the upcoming weekend, especially with the cooler morning. So look at this, 82 today, 87 tomorrow, but then after Thursday, the wind picks up, another front moves in on Friday. That drops us into the middle 70s with lows in the 40s this weekend. So great weather to open up those windows, let the fresh air in for Dad. 80 degrees in Yakima today, 84 tomorrow, and then middle 70s. Wind picks up Friday, Saturday. Look at Saturday, Sunday, 69. That's your high with lows in the lower 40s. So we will have a couple of chilling mornings out there this weekend. 78 today in Walla Walla, 86 tomorrow. That 80 doesn't last because we're back down in the 70s, 70 on the dot Saturday and Sunday. Hermiston 81 today, 87 tomorrow, down to 80 Friday, and then lower 70s with lows in the 40s as we head into your Father's Day weekend. Jill?
Thank you, Tiffany. Now to the arrests of 8 people who entered the U.S. last year. We're learning they have possible ties to ISIS. Christian Cordero tells us how this discovery was made and how these 8 individuals were allowed to enter the country.
This morning, 8 people with suspected ties to ISIS are in federal custody and facing deportation. Sources tell ABC News the migrants, originally from the Central Asian Republic of Tajikistan, entered the U.S. illegally through the southern border sometime last year, a strategy the FBI has warned Islamic radicals may try to use.
There is a particular network where some of the overseas facilitators of the smuggling network have ISIS ties that we're very concerned about.
The individuals were initially allowed to enter the U.S. While monitoring them in recent weeks, authorities discovered information indicating ties to ISIS and detained them in New York, Los Angeles, and Philadelphia. The Department of Homeland Security's Inspector General has raised concerns over the vetting process for migrants entering the U.S. After analyzing asylum applications over a 6-year period up until last year, the Inspector General concluded the technology, procedures, and coordination were not fully effective when screening non-citizens and some asylum seekers. But other Homeland Security experts say it's possible federal authorities let them into the country to help lead law enforcement to a bigger threat.
We may have not immediately scooped them up because we wanted to see who they were affiliated with.
U.S. officials say Americans continue to face heightened threats of terrorism.
There was already a heightened risk of violence in the United States before October 7th, and since then, we've seen a rogues gallery of foreign terrorist organizations call for attacks against Americans and our allies.
Now, as for those 8 people with alleged ties to ISIS, sources say there's not enough evidence for terrorism charges, but all 8 are likely to be deported. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, we're going to the dogs with Operation Best Friend. This week, we'll tell you about a 1-year-old pit bull Rottweiler German Shepherd mix named Irene. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Danny was rear-ended by a semi-truck. Serious injuries.
Mariano's reputation and experience gave him an advantage over the insurance company.
Daniel got paid a lot.
He lives up to his reputation, which is somebody who gets results.
Call 853-2222.
Are workplace injuries slowing your company down? Trust Health First Urgent Care for comprehensive occupational medicine services. Our providers are trained to diagnose and treat work-related injuries, getting your employees back to work. We also offer DOT physicals. Our expert team assesses everything from blood pressure to past medical history and even drug screenings. We work directly with employers to keep businesses running and employees safe and healthy on the job. Health First Urgent Care. We are your trusted ally for workplace wellness.
The savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book, packed full with hot buys for summer and more. Save $3 on Tidy Cat's cat litter, plus save on everything for Father's Day, including a Troy-built 3-in-1 self-propelled mower. Members save $39. Save $13 on Western Chief Romeos, now just $49.99. And save $50 on a Lifetime Tamarack Angler 10-foot kayak. Save more now only at Bi-Mart, your employee-owned membership store.
I'm a real wild one.
Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Wild Edition goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Lease a Bronco Sport Wild Edition for $339 a month for 36 months, or purchase with $3.9 for 36 and get $2,000 wild bonus cash.
Grab your kilts and join the fun Saturday, June 15th at the Prosser Wine and Food Park for a day filled with Scottish flair and family-friendly festivities at the 2024 Prosser Scottish Fest. This annual event promises a vibrant celebration of all things Scottish, featuring everything from heavy athletics and clan gatherings to Celtic bands, Scottish cuisine, and Highland dance. Tickets are on sale now at prosserscottishfest.org. Get yours today.
Danny was rear-ended by a semi-truck. Serious injuries.
Mariano's reputation and experience gave him an advantage over the insurance company.
Daniel got paid a lot.
He lives up to his reputation, which is somebody who gets results.
Call 853-2222.
The local fight over wind turbines. Apple Valley News Now tonight following the NBA Finals.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is that time of the week when we tell you about a furry friend in need of a forever home. If you love the outdoors, Irene could be the dog for you.
I'm Haley, I'm with the Pitbull Pin, and I have Irene here with me today. Irene is a Pitbull Rottweiler Shepherd mix, and she turns a year old on June 19th. She came to us when she was 3 days old with her 10 siblings and her mom. All of her siblings and her mom have been placed in loving homes. Some of them are still with fosters. And unfortunately, poor Irene is still kind of stuck at the shelter. She's recently moved to our main room where there's a lot of dogs, there's a lot of noise, and she's starting to struggle with kennel stress, which is really heartbreaking to see, especially from a dog like her, where we know how well all of her litter mates are doing outside of the shelter environment. outside of the shelter. She's really a fantastic dog. She loves everyone. She does well with other dogs. It's just the shelter environment that does not work for her. She loves any kind of outdoor activity. Hiking is probably her favorite thing. She spends her day in and out of the kiddie pools all day at the shelter. So if you've ever considered fostering, or if you're looking to add another dog to your home and want to adopt, now is the time to act for Irene. And if you're interested in meeting her, she will be at PetSmart this Saturday, June 15th. We'll be doing Pup Palooza. So we'll have all of our dogs that are under a year old. So you can come out and meet her, meet any of our other puppies. And that's at the Kennewick PetSmart. And if you adopt Irene, you'll get a $50 gift card to Paws Natural Pet Emporium. So you can buy everything that you need for this sweet girl.
A very sweet girl indeed, and you can find all of our Operation Best Friend dogs on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, a 17-year-old student was shot and killed outside a Seattle high school, and now community leaders are calling for an end to violence against young people. We have that story. Also, why the Horn Rapids campground facility is closed to campers, and what to do if you have reservations. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
You're gonna need a new bumper.
Did you say burger? Guac?
Santa Fe burger sauce. Burger. Jalapeno pepper. Burger. Cheese. Burger. Spicy cheese bacon. Guac. Cheese. Bacon.
Carl's Jr. El Diablo is back. Get a single for $5.99.
Hey, burger! Get burger.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Enjoy bowling here at Triple Play, where fun is always in season. French fries are fun, which is always in season here at Triple Play. Speaking of fun, did you know it's always in season at Triple Play?
Dude, what's with dropping the tagline?
The marketing ladies wanted me to push it.
What did they offer you?
5 pizzas.
Gonna share, right?
Of course.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Oh, thanks.
Free flags, sweet treats, and more. Hi, I'm Stacy Lee with Apple Valley News Now's Great American Flag Giveaway. This Friday, starting at 11, come to Tri-Cities Chaplaincy, where the first 50 guests get a new, full-sized American flag.
At Tri-Cities Chaplaincy, our goal is to guide the community to live their best lives, even and especially through the end of life. Come learn about our programs and pick up an American flag at Tri-Cities Chaplaincy. Visit us June 14th from 11 to 1 at 1480 Fowler Street, Richland.
Listen up. You've got 4 days and 4 days only to save like never before during the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. No limit. You'll also find huge savings on sofas and sectionals, dining tables and chairs, bedrooms, and much, much more. Or 5 years, no interest and no down payment. But don't wait. The 4-day super sale at Furniture Row ends Monday.
Whether you're looking for your next houseplant, getting those spring flowers in the ground, or planting your dream garden landscape, Queensgate Gardens is the place to go. Queensgate Gardens in Richland. Let's grow together.
Give in to your devilish desires. Scorch your taste buds. It's Carl's Jr.'s El Diablo Burger.
I'm short on cash.
It's just $5.99.
Fine.
The Carl's Jr. El Diablo Single, just $5.99.
Hey, burger! Get burger.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at applevalleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, community leaders are calling for an end to violence against young people after a 17-year-old was shot and killed outside a Washington school. An outdoor Tri-Cities facility is closed. We have the reason why. And the 12-member jury finding Hunter Biden guilty of violating laws meant to prevent addicts from owning firearms. Details ahead. And meteorologist Tiffany Savona has your full forecast. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jill Sperling. It is Wednesday, June 12th. Let's check in right away this morning on your forecast with meteorologist Tiffany Savona. Tiffany, I know you've been talking a little bit about a cool down coming for the weekend. What do we have in store today?
Today, we're going to be a little bit cooler than yesterday, Jill, about 8 to 10 degrees. So a fairly typical mid-June day across the Pacific Northwest. But yesterday was a windy day. Remember how windy it was in the afternoon? That really gave firefighters a tough time for the wildfires that were spreading yesterday because of that wind. Tri-Cities, our highest wind gust yesterday, 47. Ellensburg, 46. Pendleton, we got up to 44. Hermiston saw a wind gust of 41, and Yakima up to 40 miles per hour yesterday. Thankfully, those wind speeds really came down overnight, and now these winds are out of the southwest, 5 to 10, between 10 and 15 in Ellensburg, Yakima, and Toppenish. But even those numbers will be coming down over the next few hours. So today, light winds, a little bit of a cooler start out there, especially in Tri-Cities, Dayton, Prosser, where temperatures are in the 40s this morning. 52 in Yakima, it's 53 in Hermiston, and 53 in Walla Walla. So you may need that light jacket before heading off to work this morning or before heading out to walk the dog. Temperatures will be rising into the middle 70s around lunchtime, a perfect day to take lunch outside. High temperatures, lower 80s. You can't get much better than that. Low humidity this time of year. We warm it up briefly tomorrow, but then a huge cool down in store for Father's Day weekend. I'll break down all those numbers and also talk about a weather class that you could go to for free coming up in a little bit. Jill, back to you.
Thank you, Tiffany. A 17-year-old student was shot and killed in front of a Seattle school last week, and now community leaders are calling for an end to violence against young people. Denise Whitaker reports.
In the name of Jesus, like never before, oh God.
Prayers, pastors, and parents greeted students returning to Garfield High School just days after 17-year-old Amar Murphy Payne was shot and killed while trying to break up a fight. The support intended to show that every new day is a chance to look at things through a different lens.
Continue to reach out to those that you trust to help you walk through what you're dealing with.
This is our season to heal.
Superintendent Brent Jones said the next season is for strategy. But what are the solutions?
We need parents, uncles, aunts, employers to tell these kids, you cannot be packing heat, because every argument turns into a gunfight.
Governor Jay Inslee tells me he came to the school today to meet with Principal Terrence Hart and show his support.
Do you feel as though the state needs to put more money into health counselors, mental health counselors for these kids?
This is a multi-pronged effort. There's no one solution.
Garfield High School lists just 4 counselors. The student body here, 1,652. That's a ratio of 413 students per counselor.
My heart goes out to them, and just walking the street, it just hurts.
Helen Sullivan could barely hold back her tears. She didn't want to be on camera. Holding her 50-year-old yearbook, she said she came here to see how she might be able to help. In addition to counseling, Governor Inslee also tells me he'd like to find additional security.
But ultimately, the solution to this is keep these guns away from these kids. Because every time 2 boys get into an argument now, it's a gunfight. That's got to stop.
Police are still working to identify and apprehend a suspect in the shooting death. In the U.S. this year alone, there have been at least 86 unintentional shootings by children, resulting in more than 30 deaths, according to the Everytown for Gun Safety organization. The organization says many of these deaths could have been prevented just by having a conversation with your child. This isn't about gun ownership rights, it's about gun ownership responsibility and making sure your firearm is properly stored out of reach of children. Officials say it's also about talking to the parents of your children's friends.
Say, hey, how do you store your firearms? Or do you have an unsecured firearm in your home? Or do you keep your guns locked up in your home? And just have it in the flow of your conversation that you would normally have with families.
Officials say remember 3 simple things: keep guns unloaded, locked, and stored separately from ammunition. The families of 19 students and 2 teachers who were killed in the attacks at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde have filed legal action against FedEx and UPS. They accuse the companies of multiple oversights when the weapons were shipped to the shooter. FedEx is accused of shipping the AR-15 style rifle the shooter used in his rampage and delivering it to a gun store. The carrier is also accused of not verifying the buyer's age. The lawsuit also claims UPS aided in the illegal sale of a trigger system the shooter used, saying it failed to screen the package before it was sent. The families are seeking unspecified damages from both companies. UPS, in a statement, says the lawsuit has no merit, according to USA Today. FedEx says it is committed to the lawful delivery of regulated items in its network. President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, has been found guilty of violating laws meant to prevent drug addicts from owning firearms. The 12-person jury deliberated for just under 3 hours. The charges stemmed from Biden's purchase of a gun in 2018. The first 2 counts were for lying about his drug use on a federal background check form. The 3rd count was for possessing a gun while addicted to or using illegal drugs. Hunter Biden could face up to 25 years in prison and a fine of up to $750,000. With summer right around the corner, one outdoor Tri-Cities facility is now closed. Benton County Commissioner Jerome Delvin says they passed the resolution to authorize staff to shut down the Horn Rapids campground facility for campers. He says people who had planned ahead and reserved a spot for the season will still have their reservations, but no new ones will be accepted. The reason for this closure was due to short staffing and vandalism being done to the property and trying to figure out a new payment method. Delvin says this closure allows them to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to keep the park open effectively.
Automated pay system so people could just show up, and pay like some of the state parks and the federal parks have. Some kind of a payment system. Right now, people have to write checks or cash, and that just puts, a burden on the employees trying to account for all of that.
He says they're aiming to reopen the campground up by next spring or summer, but for now, people can still be out there for daytime hours. Coming up this morning, a groundbreaking ceremony on a project that will increase the number of beds available to people living with both substance use and mental health disorders. Triumph Treatment Services in Yakima is launching its Inspirations expansion. Inspirations is a 16-bed intensive inpatient facility. The building is an old nursing home, so it needs a partial remodel and an expansion. The first phase of the expansion will double its capacity from 16 beds to 32 by the end of 2025. Triumph breaks ground on this project at 11:30 this morning at 3300 Roosevelt Avenue in Yakima. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, a fantasy horror film is returning to theaters. We'll tell you which one when we come back. We also take a look at a movie about a shipwrecked android who has to learn to live with animals. That's all coming up in your entertainment news.
The local fight over wind turbines. Apple Valley News Now tonight following the NBA Finals.
Your dream kitchen starts at Floor & Home. Custom countertops handmade for you. This month only, custom select quartz counters start at $52.99 a square foot. You dream, we install. Love the home you live in.
Choice Hotels is a family of brands with a hotel for any traveler you want to be. Like #1 Chef Dad cooking up a free hot breakfast for the entire family at a comfort hotel.
Mom made this.
I added the garnish. Stay twice and get a $50 gift card when you book direct.
Whether someone is across the neighborhood, across the street, or across the room, you have the power to make them feel right at home. Ritz, a taste of welcome.
My mom, soccer is my life. I've been playing for as long as I can remember. Scoring goals, hanging with my friends, the travels, it's really fun. Before hitting the field, there's this tradition I have, grabbing snacks. Pre-game feel, Whether it's gearing up for an away game or it's a quick stop, my Hapo debit card is always with me. Just like my teammates trust me on the field, my mom trusts me to make smart choices off the field. Where do you credit union?
Hi, this is Paul Wood at Woods Nursery.
We're in Richland on the way to West Richland. We have the largest inventory we've ever had at this time of year, and now is a great time to plant. We've got fountains too, over 60 of them to choose from. Flowering trees. We have 5 acres of nursery stock. It's absolutely full this year, and we'd love to see you come out and join us. And we appreciate your business with over 50 years of Woods Nursery.
No matter what roads lead you home, McCurley Mazda is about to make your journey even better. Whether it's cruising riverside highways, winding vineyard trails, or anywhere else your travels take you, now is the perfect time to upgrade your way home. Visit McCurley in the Pasco Autoplex today for this special offer.
Find your way home in a new 2024 Mazda CX-5 with 0% financing up to 60 months from McCurley Mazda.
When you call, they get to work. Machine cut, hand sanded, and custom crafted to order. You dream, we cut and install. Love the home you live in.
Meet Ann Carlson.
Nice to meet you.
An Apple Valley News Now viewer in Hermiston.
Apple Valley News Now has been able to cover some of the Hermiston events and the weather.
And a Stacy Lee fan.
I've enjoyed the weather reporting by Stacy. Stacy is professional, and I like that. There's not a lot of fun and games and silliness. And it's just good weather reporting, and I really appreciate your on-air personality.
First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
It's probably the only station that we watch.
Apple Valley News Now, always on your side.
Today in entertainment news, 2 very different animated movies, both about finding your place in the world. David Daniel has a look in our Hollywood Minute.
We've been waiting for you, Coraline.
If you've been waiting to see Coraline on the big screen again, you're in luck. Henry Selick's stop-motion fantasy horror film based on the Neil Gaiman novella is returning to theaters remastered in stereoscopic 3D. You can revisit the other world for 1 week beginning August 15th. More info at Coraline.com.
Incident report. At 0300 hours, a number of Universal Dynamics robots were lost in a typhoon. Chance of recovery is unlikely.
Here's a look at the new trailer for The Wild Robot, about an android shipwrecked on an island who has to learn to adapt to life with the animals. The voice cast includes Lupita Nyong'o, Pedro Pascal, Catherine O'Hara, Bill Nighy, Stephanie Hsu, and Mark Hamill. The Wild Robot lands in theaters September 27th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
In more entertainment news, BTS member Jin has completed his mandatory military service in South Korea after spending 18 months on duty. The 31-year-old K-pop star was seen departing a military base wearing his service attire. Military service is compulsory for men in South Korea, with almost all able-bodied persons being required to serve in the Army for 18 months by the age of 28. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, will we see a cool down in temperatures? Meteorologist Tiffany Savona lets us know in her First Alert full forecast. We'll be right back with that.
Welcome to our annual gathering, the NBA Finals.
Here we go.
At the center of it are 2 exceptional teams, and yet you're all a part of it. But remember, no one sips the champagne until a champ is crowned.
Professional, friend. Get a business banker who can do both. Like a professional friend. You're all STCU business. Partner up. He missed by a lot.
I've been with U.S. Cellular for 27 years. They've always taken care of me. But when they asked me to talk to you about their special customer event, Us Days, I said, I gotta get in shape. So they sent me this Hollywood trainer. Oh, this guy's no joke. Us Days means exclusive deals just for us customers.
Now let's try burpees.
Us Days is back at U.S. Cellular. Current customers get $1,200 off any phone, plus $300 off any tablet.
Hey, your homework done?
Yep.
Hey, is your homework done?
This kind of is homework. So, what do you think?
I'm so proud of you. Gonna play some more?
Is all your work done?
Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. Each time you play, you're helping students statewide.
Free flags, sweet treats, and more. Hi, I'm Stacey Lee with Apple Valley News Now's Great American Flag Giveaway. This Friday, starting at 11, come to Tri-Cities Chaplaincy, where the first 50 guests get a new, full-sized American flag.
At Tri-Cities Chaplaincy, our goal is to guide the community to live their best lives, even and especially through the end of life. Come learn about our programs and pick up an American flag at Tri-Cities Chaplaincy. Visit us June 14th from 11 to 1 at 1480 Fowler Street, Richland.
Trucks, and more trucks at the Auto Lot. Check this out, 2017 F-150 XLTBA 4x4 for only $16.95. Wow, that's a deal. Or how about this 2023 Jeep Denali, low miles, only had 12,000 miles. Or how about this 2019 Sierra Elevation? Make your neighbors jealous with this beautiful Sierra 4x4. Now this is a deal, 2012 F-350 Super Duty lifted 4x4 turbo diesel for only $21,995. And look at this 2013 Toyota Crew Max Platinum loaded from top to bottom 4x4 and more. Don't miss out. Visit us at AutolotNW.com.
So we spend a third of our lives sleeping. Shouldn't we try to get the best sleep possible? That's why Denver Mattress is all about that sleep life. And during the 4-day super sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit for only $299.99. Or save $100 on any Doctor's Choice Original. Or get 5 years no interest, no down payment, plus free shipping. Improve your sleep life one night at a time. Only at Denver Mattress. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
TriQ Credit Union C3 Slam. It all happens July 13th and 14th at John Dam Plaza.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is a quiet start to your Wednesday, and here's another reminder that if you're interested in the weather or you're interested in becoming a storm spotter for the National Weather Service, well, they are putting on a spotter training class, which they call Skywarn, and this is only offered 1 or 2 times a year. It's going to be tomorrow at 6:30. It's going to be held at the Benton County Emergency Services Building in Richland. It's a free class. It's a great class. Very interesting if you or maybe your child has an interest in weather. It's about 2 hours long. You need to sign up and register for the class if you want to go. It's weather.gov. That's their website /PDT. So check that out if you are interested in learning more about weather and severe weather. Not much going on weather-wise here right now. Legends Casino Hotel Skycam showing plenty of sunshine all across the Columbia Basin this morning. Winds have finally come down since yesterday. It was a windy day yesterday, and that was bad news for the firefighters that were trying to put out and stop those wildfires from spreading. Winds now out of the south and west, 5 to 10 miles per hour, between 10 and 15, a little bit farther west of Yakima. So we're talking about the Kittitas Valley, where those winds are a little bit stronger. And temperatures are a bit cooler this morning. We're running anywhere from 6 to about 13 degrees cooler than where we were at this time yesterday morning. So you may need that light jacket or that sweater before heading out. It's 47 in the Tri-Cities, 53 in Walla Walla, 50 now in Pendleton, 50 degrees in Connell, and 52 in Yakima. Here's the weather pattern. Today we're going to be a little bit cooler behind that front that moved in yesterday. So high temperatures today only in the lower 80s, which is right around average. Tomorrow we'll heat back up as high pressure builds in, but that warm up will be short-lived as our next storm system will be waiting in the wings. This one is going to start to move in Friday. It's going to bring more clouds with it, wind, and a big cool down as we head into your Father's Day weekend. Today, a little bit of a cool down, but pretty seasonable, pretty typical for this time of year. 82 in the Tri-Cities, 78 Connell, 78 degrees for your high in Walla Walla today, 81 in Hermiston, 80 degrees in Yakima, low humidity, light winds. A great day if you want to let the kids play outside or take the kids to the park. Tonight, clear and chilly. Tomorrow morning, it'll be even cooler than what it is right now. We'll be down into the mid and upper 40s, 48 in Tri-Cities, 46 Walla Walla, 46 degrees in Toppenish, 47 in Prosser. Tomorrow afternoon, warming up again, highs returning to the mid and upper 80s, but then we can say goodbye to those 80s for a while. As look at the 70s. They're making a comeback. Look how much cooler it's going to be this weekend. 74 and breezy Saturday, Father's Day, 74 degrees with temperatures in the 40s in the morning. So if you made that at tea time in the early morning hours could be a bit on the chilly side. 80 degrees in Yakima today, 84 tomorrow, and then we have 60s, upper 60s Saturday and Sunday. So great news if Dad isn't a fan of the heat. He's going to get his wish this weekend. 78 degrees in Walla Walla today, 86 tomorrow, breezy 77 Friday with more clouds, and then highs only around 70 Saturday and Sunday. 81 today in Hermiston, 87 tomorrow with plenty of sunshine. Breezy, a few more clouds Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Much cooler this weekend, though. It'll feel more like late April, early May with highs only in the lower 70s. Jill?
Thank you, Tiffany. It's been 12 years since a proposition was conceptualized to overhaul the look of the Three Rivers Convention Center in Kennewick. The Kennewick City Council unanimously accepted the resolution to proceed with the expansion project last week. We have some flyby renderings of the project to share with you, which includes new high-rise buildings. Our Austin Reed with the story.
So we're looking down, so we're down here, looking down that way, which is where everything's going to go.
Three Rivers Convention Center Executive Director Corey Pearson is head over heels at the moment.
One of the things that happened is we tried to get this passed as a vote, and the voters came back and said, I don't use the convention center, we don't want to support the convention center, so City Council asked us to go get a public-private partnership. And with that, we're looking at a new hotel, retail space, and then the second phase of that is high-rise towers with residential, commercial, office, a lot of different things in it, so to just transform this whole area.
The addition to the convention center will add 60,000 square feet of exhibit space, as well as 70,000 square feet of additional meeting rooms, a new lobby, and support space. Pearson told me on Tuesday that this expansion could help bring bigger acts and will ultimately bring an economic boost for not just Kennewick, but all of Southeast Washington.
So this is all, this is phase one. Phase two, they want to add, and we still don't know how that's going to lay out, but adding those towers.
There will be phases of the expansion. Later phases include those 3 high-rise towers. Think 10 to 12 stories each tall, plus a new parking garage. The expansion is also expected to generate close to 200,000 attendees and more than 70,000 room nights annually.
We're looking, as our architect says, to create sticky architecture. So when people come, they want to stay. It's a place to kind of hang out, things to do, just so that it's not all headlights and all taillights when, the events come.
Current plans anticipate the doors to the new expanded space in phase one will open in summer 2026. In your business headlines, Amazon contract drivers want more benefits. The drivers say they are minimum wage employees who should have overtime rights. Yesterday, more than 15,000 of them filed arbitration claims against the company. Flex drivers are contract workers who deliver same-day packages for Amazon. Right now, Amazon classifies them as independent contractors who earn between $18 to $25 an hour. But lawyers for the drivers say Amazon only pays the drivers for a predetermined block. So if a driver books a 3-hour block, they only get paid for those hours, even if deliveries take more time, and workers want that changed. We're going to go right into the morning sprint now.
Now, the morning sprint.
And we're going to get to your first alert forecast in a moment, but we begin with a look at this morning's top stories. Starting off, a fire broke out in Findlay yesterday afternoon, and wind was a big factor. The fire sent dark smoke pouring into the same area that's been dealing with the Lineage Logistics warehouse fire. Benton County Fire District 1 says the fire impacted a building and around 10 vehicles. BCFD 1 says deputies did go to several homes near Riverview High School, warning people they might need to leave their homes. The fire was considered contained within a couple of hours. BCFD 1 also responded to the area of Ridgeline Drive and I-82 barely 15 minutes after the first call for the structure fire in Findlay. The Kennewick Police and Fire Departments assisted in battling the blaze that began on I-82 near milepost 109. Officials say the flames had jumped the freeway and the fire spread to dry brush behind the Badger Canyon apartments. The apartment complex did not get evacuated, but residents told our crew on scene the fire alarms went off to alert the residents. Also, fire crews in Yakima were battling a fire that spread rapidly yesterday, also due to windy conditions. It broke out in the area of North 15th and Marsh Road in Terrace Heights. Level 2 evacuation notices went out to nearby residents, but they were later downgraded and have since been lifted. Wrapping up the fire recap with one in Pasco. Just before 4 p.m., crews were dispatched to Road 68 right off I-182. Smoke was thick and many drivers could barely see, so a portion of the road was closed, but it has been reopened. Pasco Fire and WSP responded. No word yet on what sparked this blaze. An update on a shooting outside the Seasons Performance Hall Friday that left a man dead. Police say the artists performing were known gang affiliates who posted about their affiliation on social media. After the concert, police say someone opened fire from inside a vehicle and armed attendees fired back. Police say the victim, 38-year-old James Collinger, was fatally shot while passing by. They say he was not a concert goer and had no gang affiliation. Not long after, police say a man with a gang affiliation showed up at Astria Toppenish Hospital with a gunshot wound. 3 people were detained at the scene, and police say 1 was arrested. The Yakima Domestic Violence Coalition held a meeting yesterday featuring consultant Kelsey McKay, an expert on strangulation and its connection to intimate partner violence and homicide. McKay says 43% of women killed in domestic violence situations experienced strangulations in the year leading up to their death. She says if people can recognize the signs of someone who has been strangled, they might be able to intervene before it's too late. She says when an abuser uses non-fatal strangulation, a victim is 7 times more likely to be murdered by that perpetrator. With summer right around the corner, one outdoor Tri-Cities facility is now closed. Benton County Commissioner Jerome Delvin says they passed the resolution to authorize staff to shut down the Horn Rapids campground facility for campers. He says people who planned ahead and reserved a spot for the season will still have their reservations, but no new ones will be accepted. The reason for this closure was due to short staffing and vandalism being done to the property and trying to figure out a new payment method. And coming up this morning, a groundbreaking ceremony on a project that will increase the number of beds available to people living with both substance use and mental health disorders. Triumph Treatment Services in Yakima is launching its Inspirations expansion. Inspirations is a 16-bed intensive inpatient facility. The building is an old nursing home, so it needs a partial remodel and an expansion to expand its capacity. The first phase of the expansion will double its capacity from 16 beds to 32 by the end of 2025. The project breaks ground at 11:30 this morning at 3300 Roosevelt Avenue in Yakima. Let's check in with Tiffany for a final look at your first alert forecast this morning.
Good morning, Jill, and it's a beautiful start out there. Kids in Kennewick and Richland Public Schools, it's your last day of school, so enjoy it. I know you're probably excited on this Wednesday. Temperatures are down into the 40s and 50s. The winds have come down considerably since yesterday, so that is good news after all of those fires that did spread yesterday due to the wind. 54 right now in Tri-Cities, 56 in Walla Walla, 49 Prosser, 49 degrees in Yakima. Today, sunny, seasonable. This is a good 8 to 10 degrees cooler than yesterday, but it'll still be a beautiful day. Tomorrow, 87, so we're warming up tomorrow, but then after tomorrow, it's all downhill from there. 80 and breezy on Friday. Look at this weekend for Father's Day, middle 70s, lows in the 40s. 80 degrees in Yakima today, 84 tomorrow, 70s Friday, upper 60s this weekend, and we'll keep it cooler this weekend in Walla Walla. Highs around 70 for Dad on Sunday, highs around 73 in Hermiston. Jill, back to you.
Thanks, Tiffany, and thank you for waking up with us and watching Good Morning Northwest. GMA is next. You can always find our latest updates on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. Have a great day.